Good morning. In this video, we're going to be just going over more advanced functions or using functions in a more advanced way. And then I'm going to talk to you a bit more about the conditional statement flowchart. This is the assignment we started last Sunday, and we're sort of going to be working on a second draft of it. Okay? So, this is lesson 18, activity 7. We're going to be doing all of lesson 18 today. It's going to be due tonight. And I just wanted to go through two or three challenges from this lesson. So the first one here, or number 7 here, uses a function called draw square, which was developed in earlier activities. And you can see this function is very simple. It's just move forward, turn left, move forward, turn left. So if I take everything out here except I can't take it out. So if let's do this. They want us to draw 3 squares in a line. So that's why they have a blank function here called draw a line of squares. Okay? Now, all I have right now is this function, draw square. And so I want to see what happens if I just run this. Okay? So this draw square draws the square of the right size. And I end up facing towards the right. And so now I just need to jump forward and draw another square. So if I jump forward by 100, let's see where I end up. That's good. And so all I need to do really is just repeat this again. So I need to repeat this again. So if I repeat it twice, good. And so to finish this assignment, I just need to repeat it 3 times. Perfect. So you can see here I have 2 functions. The first function is called draw square, and I use the draw square function inside of a second function called draw line of squares. My whole program is just this one line that says draw a line of squares. But this involves 2 different functions, not just that one. Okay? Let's look at assignment number 8. All right. So in assignment 8, we have the same 2 functions, draw square and draw line of squares. But they now want us to draw a staggered line of squares. So add one more function that creates this stack of staggered squares using draw line of squares function. Okay. So if I just say draw line of squares, it does this. Now, if I create a function that's called staggered squares, I can put this inside of it and call that function instead. So far it's going to do the same thing. Okay. Now we need to turn around and draw 3 more squares here. So we draw 3 squares on top. We need to draw 3 more on the bottom. So if we just turn around, so let's say turn right by 180. Okay. And then let's try functions, draw a line of squares again. So notice this function now has draw a line of squares twice. Let's see what happens there. All right. So we were able to draw the squares going one way, turn around, and then draw them going the other way. So notice now that this is a function, or draw squares is a function within draw a line of squares, which is another function within the staggered squares function. All right, let's do one more. Okay, so in this one, they are making us start from scratch to draw this whole grid. And I'm not going to do it for you, but know that we're just drawing staggered squares here, and then another pair of staggered squares here, and then another pair of staggered squares here. So you're basically just repeating what we did in 7 and 8 3 times. All right? And this is the beauty of functions. Once you have a small piece of a pattern, you can repeat it as many times as you want using that same function. All right? So good luck on lesson 18. If you have any questions, make sure to send me a screenshot of your code. Show me what you're working on so I can see exactly what you're doing or what you're struggling with. Okay? Now I want to talk about the conditional statement flowchart. Know that it should be something that you're describing to a person. I know that in the beginning of the year, we've really focused a lot on writing detailed instructions. In this case, I want it to be instructions that a reasonable person can understand. So I've looked through your first assignment, the first drafts of your assignment, and a lot of you had very detailed instructions, which is great. But for the purposes of this one, we want it to be more practical. And so I want you to imagine giving your friends instructions. So if for example, here I just say in How to Survive a Zombie Apocalypse, I just say build shelter. I don't go through the details of how to build it, but it's sort of like step 1, build the shelter. And let me go through this flowchart with you. Step 2, can zombies enter your shelter? So in this case, there's a conditional statement here. And then let me add this. If yes, and I'm going to put my yes here. Yes, zombies can enter my shelter. Then I need to fortify. Then you need to fortify your shelter. Otherwise, let's put this here. Nope. No, they cannot enter. And make this red. Then look for food. Did you find food? And so, yes, I found food. Then build a radio. Or, no, I couldn't find food, and so keep looking for food. Okay, and then once you build a radio, contact other survivors, and then that's it. You're done. This is how to survive a zombie apocalypse. I used conditional statements, but I also used while loops, because while loops are a combination of conditional statements and loops. The requirements for this flowchart is to use either a while loop or conditional statements. Of course, you can use both. You can use conditional statements and normal loops as well. So make sure that you're meeting the requirements of the assignment, okay? But make it very basic, make it fun, give it a title. This is something that I want to be able to print out and post on our bulletin board so that your friends that don't take coding can see what you've been doing, and we'll see if they can understand your flowchart, because the whole point of a flowchart is communicating instructions. All right, so I'm excited to see your second drafts of this work, and also excited to see you in class. All right, have a good day, and goodbye.